Hi there, and now we start the gym. And like I said before, something I really like about this generation is that the gyms are so interesting. And like I said before, all the gyms in this gen, well, apart from one gym, but most of the gyms in this generation double up as something else. Like, for example, the first one was a restaurant, and this one is a library. And for a start, it just makes the gyms more interesting, and it also makes the gym leaders more interesting. It gives them a personality, it lets you know what they're into. Like Lenora here is a librarian, very knowledgeable, knows a bit about history and stuff. The first three, those three guys, they ran a restaurant. Actually, I can't help but wonder, what if you just want to go to the library and you get these guys challenge you to a battle? Patra, use tackle. Shh! Sorry. Patra, use tackle. It's, yeah. Some Pepsi, drinking some Pepsi Max here. I've recently made the switch from regular pop drinks to diet drinks. And at first, I used to hate the taste of diet drinks. And I think that's just because artificial sweetness. Yeah, the first time you taste them, they taste a bit off. That, and I think for a long time there was some rumours that artificial sweeteners gave you cancer or something, or at least they were bad for you. And I researched, and I forget the name of it, but it was like there was an actual specific ingredient that was harmful to you, but they've been taken out. And looking at this battle, I kept it in because Cumberbatch is now evolving. I like how they break up into like little pixel squares. It's almost as if they're digivolving. Anyway, now we have Savine. Yeah, and he's Savine. Pretty much similar to the previous incarnation, except he has better stats. There's not much to say there. When it comes to evolving, it is sometimes said that you can stop a Pokemon evolving so they learn moves quicker, but something that made me hesitant towards holding the B button while they evolve, which stops them, by the way. Just so you can understand these references, just in case you're not 100% aware of Pokemon. Although if you're watching this, I'm guessing you already know pretty much a lot about Pokemon. But anyway, something which concerns me about stopping a Pokemon evolving was if they evolve, if they level up in a advanced form, then their stats are better and they go up higher. So if you stop a Pokemon evolving, does that mean that their stats go up less when they eventually do evolve into their next form? If you get what I mean. Because if that's true, I'm happy just letting them evolve straight away. And particularly with this gym, because I found this to be the hardest gym in the game, and I think that could be the point at which you fight it. At this part of the game you have quite few Pokemon, or at least I do. But like I said before, you could have caught a Rug and Roller, which is a rock type, and that would have been good against in this gym battle, because it would have been resistant to all the normal moves. But anyway, sorry, I've been talking of all the text boxes here, and essentially they sort of give you puzzles. Sort of, I don't want to say riddles, but they give you these pieces of text to read, and you sort of go from one place to the other. Pretty interesting, I guess. But something I found in this gen is that the puzzles in the gyms are, for the most part, really easy. Seriously, you don't really even have to think about it, just sort of follow the path which they set out, and you'll find your way. Although, something we'll see later on is the Ice Gym, and that had actually had like a really interesting puzzle. Oh, but anyway, I just remembered why I left this battle in here, because it's a Pokemon we haven't seen before, Herdia, which is the evolved form of Lillipup. And I like him, he's a cool looking dog. And I've said before I'm a dog person. And, ooh, yeah, you saw that you saw his move take down, take a lot of HP there. And that's something you have to watch out for, because that's what the gym leader uses. So really, you know, these battles are important. They're sort of rehearsal battles for the final boss, if you will. And of course, being a normal type, it also, you know, its move takedown gets a boost because of its same type attack bonus. And it is, you know, it's a Herdia, it's a hardy Pokemon. It's pretty strong to begin with. Which I guess is another reason why you should let your Pokemon evolve, so they're powerful enough to deal with these guys. Now, fortunately, Leaf Tornado, I'm all over the place. Right, when you use the move Leaf Tornado, it has a chance of lowering their accuracy, which is a pretty cool effect. Can really help you out, especially in long drawn out battles where you're using moves over and over again. And if I haven't mentioned this before, I like how the Pokemon have animations as they battle. You know, even as they blink, you know, just a little thing like them blinking makes them seem more alive, more dynamic, if you will. Now, when it comes to fighting these sort of these little trainers in the gym here, I didn't level up my Pokemon and it worked out fine. But before I faced the gym leader, I did actually do a bit of grinding and got my Pokemon up to like level 19 or 20. And yeah, I'd recommend doing that, because this gym is actually quite difficult, I found. You know, a lot of people who have played Gen 2 say that Whitney, the normal type gym leader, is fairly difficult with a milk tank, and this is pretty much the same sort of the same problem, at least for me, at least. But like I said before, your elemental monkey, Pansear, Sage, or Poor, or whatever, they can learn the move Rock Smash, which will be super effective against them. That, and you could have picked up a fighting type outside as well. Or I guess if you actually picked Tepig, you would have a fire fighting type by now. So yeah, I guess this time picking the grass starter didn't really work out for me, did it? Or maybe it will. You know, maybe my Servine will pull something out of the bag. Finally, we're on to the last question here. Well, that was a pretty odd question. They should give us questions about EV training or something. Something really complex about Pokemon. Really confuse the casual viewers. Well, I can't really complain about the quiz being easy. I mean, let's be honest, this is essentially made for children. I mean, granted, Pokemon is one of those series where it's easy to play, but difficult to master. And I say difficult to master, but I mean competitive play, really. And also, there's so many things you have to worry about nowadays with Pokemon, like items, natures, stats. You know, which is all good. It's expanding the universe. It's expanding the gameplay. But I guess she got the same architect as a James Bond villain, because her secret base is hidden behind a moving bookshelf. Okay, when it comes to this battle, I have actually taught Rock Smash to Jason Gordon-Levitt. I'm forgetting my own nicknames here, but I'm actually going to try and avoid using him, because I want to use Brooker. From now on, he's going to be my go-to water type. But anyway, first off, I send out Brooker, and I don't expect him to take down her Herdia, which is quite formidable, I must say. But I'm going to send him out. My tactic is for him to use the move Growl a couple of times and lower his attack. And I'm sort of this is something I said earlier in one of the earlier parts, obviously, is that I'm trying to use my Pokemon as a team, not as individuals necessarily. And for example, Brooker, he's going to play a part. He's going to carry out a mission for me here, which will help another member of my team. Now, another move you have to watch out for is Retaliate, which is introduced in this generation. And it's a normal type move, but if a Pokemon uses it after another Pokemon in their team has fainted, it becomes really powerful. So once you take down Herdia, yeah, you have to worry about that with her next Pokemon. You know, maybe this boss fight isn't too difficult, maybe it's just my choice of Pokemon. Like, no fighting type, no rock type, and so on. And again, Tim Curry is fairly weak, and he's essentially doing the same as Brooker now. He's lowering this Pokemon's attack. And also the gym leaders will use potions. But the way I see it is that they only use a couple of Pokemon. And, you know, essentially I use more Pokemon, they use potions. So that sort of balances that aspect out. Now it's time for Cumberbatch's turn, and now this is the strategy I've sort of been building up. Now something I should point out about Cumberbatch here is that he does learn Leech Seed in a couple of levels. So really that would be more effective in the sort of tactic I'm using here. And you can see here, now that I've lowered his attack, Cumberbatch is going to use Growth a couple of times to really raise his special attack. So essentially, when I get to the second member of her team, I can pretty much take him out in 1 or 2 hits. And speaking of the second member, and I'll talk about you know, that Pokemon now because you won't see it for long, spoilers, but it does know Hypnosis, which is again why you should have used the Chesto Berries Sharon gave you. And like using Growth here, really powering up my moves, and also Leaf Tornado. Having you know, having the effect of lowering his accuracy also helps, because sometimes I get a bit lucky and his attacks miss altogether, and I get another turn. I'm really overusing this sort of a Growth move here. And something else that's good about Cumberbatch is that he's fast. I think out of all the grass starters, his final form is definitely the fastest. Oh wait, actually Trico might be faster, but anyway, the point is he's fast, and that's a good thing. Especially for a grass type, because they have like 5 weaknesses. And essentially grass types, yeah, they should be used more as sweepers, I think. Well, I was saying that Seviper does have some really cool defensive moves. Oh, and this move here, I love this move. Not to sound so smug with myself, but my tactic paid off. Although honestly, I had to rehearse this a couple of times to get it right. Yep, and you see at this point, Leaf Tornado is so powerful, takes me 1 hit. And I also get lucky that it's a critical hit as well. You see level 20, and of course, now he learns Leech Seed, I believe. There we go, and like I said before, that tactic I used with lowering Herdia's attack, if I had put a Leech Seed on him, I would have been able to, you know, face her Watchog with full health as well as raised stats. And I'll tell you this now, Leech Seed is a move I keep throughout the entire game. Honestly, when I played Pokemon before, I'd usually just have standard attacking moves, but now I've sort of used a lot more status moves. And I think the game plays better for it. And it's definitely more interesting. And here we have the badge here. And that move, which we actually never get to see, because I take out Watchdog in 1 hit, Retaliate, is the move we get. But unfortunately none of my Pokemon really know how to use it, or at least it's not a move I get that much use out of. It just occurred to me, if you're in competitive battle, if you have a Pokemon that knows self-destruct, if you teach another Pokemon Retaliate, that could be like a really cool combo. a really good team you could build up. And as soon as we get our victory, we are unfortunately and quite rudely interrupted by Team Plasma's shenanigans. And what I find interesting in